if I just hunch over. Okay, so this one needs to come forward a little bit, and this one needs, the whole thing needs to come just rotate that a little bit. Okay, what? Okay, so just a little more juice on that one. Alright. Well, kind of. If you get your hair really wet, it does work. Okay. We'll get there. Yeah, we're good. Alright, cool. Nice job. Okay. So, no more Christmas. Okay, so whenever you move around, you'll see, okay, so you start to see the, yeah, you can see the noise here. So, if we go, we try to sit and stop, not move a little bit. This one's really noisy. I'm not sure why that one's so noisy. So you're producing, these are really good, what we call gamma waves. They're like super high frequency, just very conscious, paying attention kind of waves. So let's go, so close your eyes. I take a couple deep breaths. And what we're trying to do is, okay, so what we're trying to do is produce what's called alpha waves. And you've got one channel that is doing pretty good. But open your eyes real quick. See the bottom one down here? See how this changed? Yeah. So that, no, this is what it's like when your eyes are open. So close your eyes again and relax. Don't move your head all over the place though. Okay, so 5, 4. Okay, so now open them again. See how this changes right here? Okay, so this is wide awake, and those are what's called alpha waves. So as you sit, a lot of your brain is producing a lot of the gamma waves, and you're not producing a lot of the alpha waves. It's almost like your heart rate. Anyway, okay, so open and close. Yeah, you're getting a little bit more relaxed with this. So when I do this in front of the class, there's tons of noise everywhere. Okay, so blink your eyes like 4 or 5 times. Yeah, but so just don't look around. Just open and close your eyes a couple of times. So these up here are your eyeballs moving around. So you can see there's your blinks. So and if you smile, so this one went nuts when you smiled, and then you relax, and then it goes back to doing normal. So that's this one, and these two probably are your jaw somewhere. So measure the jaw muscles. Okay, so what we do is, the longer it sits and records you, and of course this is one of the undocumented features of this stupid computer, is that the keyboard sometimes decides that it doesn't want to attach to the computer. It doesn't realize that it is. Okay, let's open up this. Let's see which this one is. Oh, okay. So the cool thing about this is the proprietary software that comes with the okay. So the proprietary software is kind of cool. This is a more reduced version. Okay, so close your eyes. There we go. Okay, so open it back up again. You're getting a lot more of the alpha on a lot more channels. Okay, so that's the object. Is one of the ways to use this for mindfulness is you sit and you can meditate while using this thing, and you can actually watch your brain slow down. So, but it's literally watching your brain. So let's go to. There is a game, but there is a I think this is the commercial version. Yeah, it is. It's very good. Okay. Okay. So what this is going to do is I'm going to try and save you here. So we're going to have that set up. And we're going to add a user. Add a user. brain getting annoyed. Okay. Okay, so now we're recording you as a self. So what we're going to do is, now this is where the brain machine interface comes in. Okay? So this is technically recording your facial expression. Zero. I don't think it's that good. So if you look to the left, look to the right. So I know, but it's, yeah. So it'll actually it does what you're doing. If you smile, you see your eyebrows go up and you frown. Okay, so it's kind of fun.
It doesn't do this
No, it does not yet. But okay, so when you start,
going crazy,
you're going all. That's because you're moving, and so those are all the electromyographs. So
right.
Just get nice and relaxed again. It's all the excitement of the noise, and so you can kind of really see. That's you're right. Okay, there we go. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so that's actually good though because we have lots of brain activity. So then we can go to this one. Okay, so this is Christina's managed to learn 3 of these. Sorry, Nina. Christina and Alex are killing me now. Okay, so she's learned 3. So we're going to teach her to do 1. Okay. So and then the first thing you have to do is you have to train a neutral state. Okay, so the neutral state. Okay, so we're going to train. So I want you to think of just calm, quiet, relaxed. Your brain's actually looking really calm, quiet, relaxed. So you're doing really well. Calm, quiet, relaxed. Little minds there. Calm, quiet, relaxed. Okay, so what this does is that's going to calibrate a neutral state. So now what I want you to see, it's kind of cool. You can see your brain over here. It's nice. Those are good, nice, small brain waves. So now what we're going to do is we're going to train you to try to push this thing away from you. So I want you to think of it going away from you. Or think about pushing away on something. If you activate a motor behavior without actually moving, so think about, okay, so think about pushing something. You ready?
So when I put in the orange thing?
Just, yeah, think about pushing the orange thing away. And it's going to go away, but I want you to think that you're pushing it away. Okay? So push. Think about pushing it away. Just think really hard about pushing. Pushing, using the force. Yes, that's what it is. Okay. So now, let's see if you can do it. So now push. There you go. Relax. Push. That was beautiful. That was awesome. That was a legit laugh. Okay. Ready? Try to push and then hold it there. Try not to let it come back. Or let it come halfway back and then push it again. Okay, so try to push it again. You got to think about what. There you go. Nice. Okay, so that's pretty easy. But it's really bizarre how much mental effort it takes. But once you start, so
actually, the less I was straining.
Well, then you could, yeah, because you don't want to strain. You want to just think.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So now here's the second thing. Okay. So now you're going to pull it toward you. Okay. So you were thinking about pushing, so I want you to think about reaching out and pulling it toward you. Okay, ready? Yeah. Pull it toward you. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so now this is really hard. Okay, so think about pushing. Good. Now think about pulling it back. Perfect. There you have it. There you go. Nice. So when it gets all the way close to you, think about pushing it away. See if you can make it fly away from you. So we did a series of experiments with this, and to see, is it actually reading the motor cortex? The answer is yes.
Really?
Yeah. So we had students think of colors or think of pictures, because if it was just measuring brain activity followed by brain activity equals behavior on the machine, it would mean anything that you would consistently picture would do it. But it's not. It's actually measuring. It's actually measuring what you're thinking. So try to push it and see if you can bounce it back and forth. That's the next. That's the next step.
I was doing pretty good bouncing it.
So you're got to go forward and back like a yo-yo. So it's if you look on the side, this part of your brain is very active, whatever that is. Okay. Okay. So when you look around, your head moves around, all the things roll around. This part of the brain is super active right now. So let's focus on trying to flatten this one out. So relax and calm your brain. There we go. There. Now I'll try to push it. You're thinking about pushing.
And you have control of it.
Not yet, but so this is where it's tricky. But what's funny is that just think about reaching out, and pushing something away. Try to think of the same thing that you did the first time you pushed it away. There you go.
Well, when it was working before.
So you can see just by putting 2, it's really tricky. Oh, you had it. You did it. You had it for a second. Yeah. Yeah, you can do all sorts of stuff. Yeah. And so we can, this one's actually really tricky. But so we would basically, we save your brain, in here. And so it records the patterns of your, of whatever it is that it's recording. We're not exactly sure exactly what it is. Then this is what's really cool. Okay, so this is, we didn't do this one. We probably could have. So if you wanted to try and use this for meditation, you can look at where your consciousness is. Engagement, disinterest is going up. Your meditation line is remaining relatively constant, and your excitement and calm. I have no idea how this works. I've never actually clicked on affected sleep before. So when everything flattens out, that's when your engagement, disinterest seems to go up. Interesting. Okay. So now let's teach you. Let's see if we can clench your teeth. Okay, cool. So we're going to clench your teeth. Is going to be a mouse click. It's going to be a left click, okay? So when you click your teeth, when you clench your teeth, yeah, okay? And there you go, that worked. So when you see it, when you turn orange, and turn it a more sensitive. There you go. There you go. You got that? Okay? Yeah, I just get it. So, but that's something that you can, again, if you want to stop doing that, you could have this thing running and then it would light up and do something every time you clench your teeth. Yeah, so you can program it to do all sorts of neat things, play a sound or something. Okay, so then what we can do is let's program one more behavior here. And this is where Christina was really struggling here. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of. I'm gonna reset your. Okay, I want you to just think about pushing. I'm gonna train the push again. Okay, ready? We're gonna retrain it. So I really want you to think of the same thing you did before. Think about pushing it away. Pushing it away. Push, 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 push. I thought of this one after your last struggle last time. Okay, so push. Try to push it away. That says deactivated. Reset. Okay, we're go back to. Okay. Gotta be careful if you're not cooking and touching your
Oh, did I?
Okay.
Maybe we should turn that one off.
No, I know. That's okay. That's good. We're gonna. Okay, so let's train you. We're gonna train you back to neutral again. So think of blank one. Ready? Think of nothing. Blankness. Oh God, bring you back. Okay. So now we're gonna train to push again. Ready? So push. Push, 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 push. Okay. Okay, so relax. A lot of push.
Not even looking at it.
I know, but that's okay. But so it's really easy for you to push now.
Okay.
So try it again. So try to kind of let it float a little bit. So push and then relax and push and relax. And we'll wait a second. Try to push. See how your brain is real. There it goes. Okay, push. Say, okay, so a push is going to represent a left button hold.
Okay.
So when you clench, it's going to click, and if you push, it's going to hold the click.
Okay.
Okay? So we had her with push, hold, and shift. We had three that we were trying to get her to do. So then we open up this. Let's see this one first. This is more fun. No, it's not secure. Okay, so this is have you ever played this game before? Okay. It's a great game. Called Sudo. It's an old video game called Snake that we used to play in the arcades back in the day. Let's give it a second to load because the campus Wi-Fi doesn't like it because it's stupid. There we go. Okay, so your job, hopefully not to die. See if I move the mouse around? Okay? That keeps it from, that keeps it going. Oops, I just died. Okay. So your job, I'm going to tell you to do this here in a second. Okay. I'm going to turn on the mouse. The mouse is very scary. Okay. Okay, so you have control of the mouse right now. Okay? So if you clench your teeth when you're on the other screen, there, I'll click on play again. And I'll drive it around. So try to keep the mouse close to it. If you clench your teeth, you speed up. Your job is to not get eaten by the other snakes and eat as many dots as you can. Ooh.
No, it's good.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Watch out. Oh, no. Okay, so you got to try to keep the mouse in the center.
Yeah.
Okay? And so try to keep the mouse right around it, and then you don't have to be over exaggerating. You actually end up. I set this up. That's right. It's fine. Just recenter the mouse. Just look. Okay. There you go. Okay, and so with the fun part of it, if you clench your teeth, it should speed up. So try it. Clench your teeth. Okay. That should make it speed up. Oh, eat those dots. Those are really good dots. Oops. Try pushing the thing away. The little cube. The cube. Remember the cube that you learned to push? Nice. Nice job. I got, whoa, good save. Easy, I was thinking, I was gonna eat
Oh,
you.
man.
Yeah, you got you.
Yeah.
Okay, but, so, I did this to one of my students in class.
Mhm.
Let's see if we can close that. Oh, I think it's a space bar that just do that. I have a clip set. So close the window, go up to the corner, and cut.
Well, I'm so glad I don't have to do this all the time.
But what's really crazy is that all you have, it's just like using a different mouse. As soon as you use it for 2 or 3 minutes, it becomes. Let me open it up. Let's check. Okay. Okay, I'm going to deactivate you. Control M. Control Shift M. Quit it. Quit it. Gotcha. Oh, I missed. You're fighting me. Okay. So if you move your head around, you can see the potentiometer move, and then move up and down. And once you learn, you can adjust the sensitivity way up, so that just barely move. Just barely move your head just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's way too slow. Yeah. But so then once you adjust the sensitivity, now you can move your head around just very subtly. And you don't even notice that it'll just track your eyeballs across the screen. Because when you look with your eyes, your head naturally moves. And let's go back to the test bench really quickly. Okay. So now you've been on this thing for 22 minutes. So now close your eyes. Yay. Okay, open them again. See all these little bursts of alpha waves now?
Mm-hmm.
So that means that see how much more spiky they're getting?
Yeah.
That means that your brain is relaxing a lot more with it. And so that means that your basal, the excitement levels are down, you're becoming more bored basically. And so we can look at this and look at different scales. There's also a bunch of these different channels we can look at. There's the one that was So this is where the biofeedback mechanisms work, and it looks at the percentages of the different types of brainwaves that you're producing at a particular time. And so, what you can do is, if we're losing that one, okay, so we can go down to AF4, and that one has been very expressive. For some reason, that one is very expressive with you. And so it measures the different powers of different frequency of waves. And so, there's so much more that I don't understand about how this thing works. But if you're trying to memorize things, it's better to produce more alpha waves. So if you generate more alpha waves, the less you're paying attention to lots of stuff going around, the more you focus, the more alpha waves you have. Look how less noisy it is now than when you started.
Right.
And then, if you close one eye, let's see what happens. You're struggling to keep that eye closed.
Yeah.
No, so you can see the noise from that. Okay, you can open it. So that electrode was not happy with that. That caused some issues with that electrode. Jeez. Okay. The channel, that's the channel it's not working very well. But so one of the things we're trying to do with this is we're trying to get an Xbox and have students learn to play some of the video games. We can actually do some of the video games with this computer. No, things more like with Fortnite, we can actually learn to control that. And we can actually learn to control the brain. We can learn to control the character in Fortnite using it. Because it's just a series of keyboard commands, and we can. and we can Well, yeah, if you turn the mouse on and let you go for it, but imagine if something popped up every time you punched the key,
Right.
and that's a way. I mean, that's a
That
nice.
would turn them off, I think.
Well, it's the biofeedback. It's the awareness of it, and then once
Right.
you could even program one of these functions.
Go back and like, it was something, we had there was a place you could go that you could meditate and had one of those little chairs that had like the sound
Mm-hmm.
in it and everything, and the wiring through up, and you could see
Yeah.
your graphs and everything, and it was really cool.
And so this is the same. I mean, basically the same thing. And that's kind of what this whole little,
It's the same thing.
yeah. And then there's another
More electrodes.
but it really honestly doesn't matter what the electrodes are. Let me put this way. Okay, so you can program all these different keys and all these different facial expressions to do stuff.
Yeah.
And then so once you've trained yourself to do it, it doesn't require any effort.
Right.
Like so then you free up your hands for typing and doing stuff, or you're doing other things by moving the mouse around. Mm-hmm. And see, this is your math stuff. This is really neat. I mean, because there's another thing on here that I haven't figured out exactly how to program yet, but there's a game on here. Let's see if this is pretty good. So I haven't figured out this big game yet, but you can set up with this stupid game. You can set up to actually walk around this little world and play this little spirit mountain game. And how it works, I have no idea. And we haven't actually been able to sit down and figure out exactly how it works. But there's a series of keyboard commands of how it's supposed to work. But it looks very 1990s graphics style. Yeah, it is similar genre of old World War Warcraft. Yeah, it's just 8-bit. Yeah. So anyway, but the goal is that we found some open source software that we can use to do ERP recordings with this, not really potential, and which are brain activity responding to memory.